Welcome back to this Newcastle preview show where we are joined by Adam Pearson. How are we doing, mate?
I'm doing all right, thank you. It's obviously been a bit of a weird start in the Newcastle United season. Would be one way of putting it. It's been good performances, but lack of points because of the fact we haven't got a striker up front. So we're going into a match now. Of course, Leeds are back in the Premier League, and to be fair, I know I'm on a Leeds channel now, but I'm glad to see you guys back. I'd much rather have you using like a Sheffield United, for example, or a team that just doesn't really add an awful lot to the league, but. Leeds is like that. I don't want to say I think Sunderland's also a bit like that, but it's add a bit of a
Yeah.
different dimension to the league. So it's good to have you back. I'm looking forward to being there at the weekend. I still don't know what I quite think so far because we've got a lot of players that are just all over the place at the minute. So we'll talk about it shortly. But it's great to be on. It's great to see you guys back in the Premier League.
But that's so good to hear. Obviously, you want these big clubs in the Premier League. And obviously, being biased, obviously you want Leeds in. Obviously, for you with Sunderland, you mentioned upon there, it's a massive rivalry. You kind of want that even from like a neutral point of view, just to witness it where it has been that long since they've been back in the league. Like I said, Sheffield United, nobody wants them because they are that boring. But
Yeah.
let's get into our game though. Obviously, Gordon got sent off last game for you guys. Who and you had a few injuries in that game. Is there any that's confirmed that's definitely going to be out for the game?
Well, I think you guys are going to be quite happy with the news I'm about to deliver. Of course, the obvious one, Isak will not be a part of the game at all. A player who is refusing to trade and play, that's not going to change in time for Leeds. Of course, Gordon red card, which means William O'Sullivan is going to be up front, a player who's never started a Premier League game in his life, I don't think, with the exception of Sheffield United, which he didn't never scored a goal for. So, in terms of our players, Joe Linton's expected to be out, Shaw's expected to be out, and Sandro Tonali are all expected to be out headed the game at the weekend. Not bad injuries, but probably not enough to come back in time for the Leeds game. So for you guys, before I've even mentioned anyone else, you got five big players straight away who are not playing at all. So for you, it's certainly a good time to be playing Newcastle United, especially after our start of the season not being able to pick up the points.
Yeah, Tonali's one that I'm absolutely a massive fan of. I was before I even joined you guys. I think that is probably going to be the biggest miss for you. Is Bruno fit as well, or did he not come
Yeah,
off it?
Bruno's fine. He'll be playing Bruno. It'll probably be Bruno, Jacob Ramsey, and Lewis Miley, I want to say, through the middle. I think it'll be those three.
Yeah, I think to be fair with our midfield, especially when we played Everton, I thought originally it would be a key battle. We're missing Ampadu and Tanaka, which is probably our two strongest mids. So it leaves us with Statch, Gruev, and possibly Longstaff, who you're well aware of. But out the Leeds side, obviously with them two missing, is there anyone that you're worried about from the Leeds side?
It would have been Tanaka if I wasn't aware he was injured. I think he was probably the player I was really keen on when I watched him last week for Leeds. For you guys, I think you probably your best battle really would just be trying to figure out how to keep Newcastle from scoring because that's exactly our issue, mate. We just can't score to save our life. We're going to have you're talking a young lad up front who's not really had the experience in the Premier League to be able to consistently play on a week on week basis. So as long as you keep the ball at the back of your net, you've always got a chance of winning the game. And that's Newcastle's problem. We can't get the ball into the back of that net. And of course, Ellen Road's going to be a great atmosphere. The fans going to be right behind Newcastle, and that's your positive thing going into the game. Newcastle won't be able to score a goal currently, just how things have been. It doesn't look like we're signing a strike on time for the game, so it's quite literally what we've got now. We're going to throw at Leeds and we're just going to see if we'll be able to score in the game and be able to hold on to it. Our defence and midfield is very good, to be honest. So for you guys, you've got a lot of work to do in terms of actually getting the ball into the back wall net. But I tell you what, you've got a good time to play us. Why not go for it and try and win the game? Because especially on our attacking front, it is just an awkward game for us. We just got Leeds at the wrong time, and it's one where I'm still trying to see where the goals are going to come from. To be honest, 'cause I'm just not quite seeing it so far.
There is one player that, if he plays or comes off the bench, will 100% get a goal against us. Harvey Barnes. He always seems to score against these, no matter what he does. He literally just be on the pitch like 2 minutes, and that's it. It's a goal. He's just one of those. It's like we're his bogey side, or he's our bogey player that
Yeah.
he'll always score against us. So when you say who's going to score the goals, if he gets any minutes, he will probably guarantee the goal against us.
When he's getting all 90 to be straight with you, so you're going to have a lot of work to do against Harvey Barnes.
What are you like taking set pieces? Because obviously last game against Arsenal, we conceded two relatively easy set piece goals, but we all know what Arsenal are like with their set pieces. Do you tend to cause trouble when it comes to set pieces and defending them as well? Like, how good are you defending?
Well, I think Newcastle, on a defensive point of view, is quite good with set pieces. Obviously, Dan Burn, Shaw, tall players. You've got like Jordan, and then obviously Shaw and Jordan aren't going to be there, but our back line will be Dan Burn, it'll be Malik Chow, two real tall centre halves that are going to be, hopefully, in our point of view, being able to deal with set pieces as well. I think Newcastle, in terms of attacking set pieces, we aren't great, to be honest. Like Trippier tends to take off free kicks. It will sometimes be Shaw, it will sometimes be Tonali if he's playing, but ultimately, it's mainly Trips that's on the set pieces, and it's not a bad set piece taker, but we've not really scored many goals from him. We've got a new set piece coach in now, actually, this summer. We actually hired someone to quite literally sort out the set pieces for us. So far, haven't quite seen much of it yet in the Premier League. We've only scored the two goals so far against Liverpool, so we have to see how it goes. But I still like to see Newcastle score a few goals in set pieces, but we certainly are good at being able to defend them.
No, I guess that's kind of good to hear that you're not good at like attacking kind of thing. Obviously, I know Dan Burn in the past has scored a couple from corners. I think when it comes to us with taking set pieces, it's fairly new because we've got all these new 6 foot giants that with our set pieces it's all trying to come together because Jack Harrison's taking it, all our 6'4" giant Statch is taking it, which doesn't make any sense. Like even if he is good at set pieces, you need that height, but it's that mixture of trying to get it right. Whereas Jack Harrison's crossing isn't perfect at all.
Yeah, okay.
So what? Who mainly should be we worried about from you, like that will cause us the most amount of trouble? Like what position, like mids or wingers?
Um, Well, I think Newcastle's fullbacks are always strong. I think Bruno by far was the man of the match against Liverpool. He's hawking 10 men against Liverpool. Newcastle was still the better team against him. He pulled it back from 2-0 down, and Bruno's a key catalyst. He was immense against Liverpool, and you know if he brings any energy in that kind of level of intensity against Leeds, you guys are going to learn quickly about the kind of level you get at the top end of the Premier League. I mean, we have some really good players when they want to turn it on. I think Elanga's a big one as well. Not quite been able to kick it on just yet for Newcastle, but his pace is exceptional. He's got a real good amount of pace on him, and if he's able to have that good pass played into him, I think straight away he's going to be a player that causes a lot of problem for you guys in terms of your attacking front. But full-backs or men's back line's really good at being able to defend it. I think the midfield battle is always the one where if Newcastle's midfield plays well, they normally have a good game, and if Newcastle's midfield plays bad, it's normally one where they kind of falls apart. So yeah, it'll be a big one for us without Tanaka for you guys. So that's a big, massive, massive miss for you again, especially with Sean Longstaff in there. I like to feel like, in your point of view, Longstaff's probably not going to start because I don't know why he would do that against his former club. I feel like Newcastle knows him way too well to be able to do that.
I don't think we've got that many options in all
Yeah.
fairness, unless we're going to go to a 4-2-3-1 like we were
Okay.
doing last season, whereas we started playing a 4-3-3 with Gruev, and he did play last game as well, so he could play. But
Okay.
if not, then it's very worrying with our formation. You'll be playing Stats, you'll be playing um, Gruev next to him, and then Aronson just above him with two wingers, which doesn't fill me with any confidence at all. So I do think that Longstaff will play. How it will affect him, obviously playing against his former club. I mean, I'd love him to score, especially the winner.
Oh,
But I know for you guys and for him, it will probably be like mixed emotions.
yeah.
But let's get on to score predictions then. What do you think the score will be? Obviously, head and mind are two different things.
Oh, it's so hard to call on our point of view because again, it's just the goals. It's dependent on whether you can actually score or not. To be honest, I kind of said this about the Liverpool game. I was kind of right. I was saying at the time I felt it would be like a 1-1, 2-1 kind of game, and in the end it was 3-2 at Liverpool. But it was certainly a game where it was just going to be which team actually took their chances and it came that way. And I think again against Newcastle and Leeds, if it was at home, I would have been quite confident in Newcastle. But it's the fact it's the away game. It's your second away games. It's your second home games and come back into the Premier League. So in your point of view, your fans can be up for it. It's of course the last game before the first international break, so you just know the fans, especially after the start of the season. You won your last home game as well, so kind of looking in on it. Oh, it's just the away game, the way it's kind of icks me off a little bit. I remember last team actually in the Premier League, I went down at Ellen Road as well. It was caused a 2-2 draw at the time. And I'm pretty sure we scored 2 penalties that game. I was the only goals we scored. So, yeah, looking back at that, I remember being quite a hard, boisterous, and our point of view, quite a hostile kind of atmosphere to play in as well. So it was tough for us on the day. And I kind of reflect on that somewhat and feel like it'll kind of be that case again. But I think Newcastle this time be more experienced, and I think especially after not winning any game yet, it's going to really kick Newcastle want to do it, because especially that Liverpool game, the fact you've lost the game of that performance is just crazy in our point of view. So I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle. I think it'll be a close game, but I reckon Newcastle will have a couple of big moments in the game that will finally go our way, and I think we'll start to be able to score some goals even without a designated striker in there.
No, that obviously that's fair enough. You're going to back your own team. It's such a tough one because you're missing Isaac, you're missing Gordon, who again two of your best players, Tonali as well. I just with the midfield battle as well, I just think you're going to have too much for us. I'm going to put a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
I don't want to back us to lose, especially at home. I know, like last game, Arsenal, you're going to probably realistically be a loss. But whereas Newcastle, I feel that we can possibly get a point. I mean, being at home, obviously, if it was away, it would be a completely different manner. And they said very early on in the season, it's form's not really there as such. People are still trying to find their forms, find new tactics. Like you said, you got a new set piece coach. For all you know, it could work wonders on Saturday night. So, yeah, 1-1 draw.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm trying to think realistically here. Instead of my optimistic self when, we're going to win every single game. I have to be more realistic this season. We're in the Prem. It's a different kettle of fish. Like, the golf is just a lot bigger.
Yeah. No, you got to back yourself, especially the home games. If you guys want to stay up this season, the home games are going to be the big part of being able to do that. So, definitely got a chance to win if you're able to turn up. Again, you've got Newcastle at the perfect time. Any team now playing Newcastle is literally the perfect time in this season to have us. We've got a real striker mess in the background. We've got one of our main players is refusing to play for us. We've quite literally got you're talking about £100 million player just sitting these home. You've got a good chance there. Newcastle will be a bit rattled from the Liverpool game. They'll be a bit rattled by everything going on. And while we are trying to sign a striker now, even if we sign one in, maybe on the bench against Leeds, but it's just not enough time to gel him under Eddie Howe and be able to properly get that training with the club before playing against Leeds. So you got us at a good time. Newcastle, I think, will play well, but again, if we can't score goals, you've always got a chance of winning the game. So yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to be down there. I always like going to Leeds as well, so it'll be a nice little 1.5, 2 hour drive down there, which for us is quite a short trip. I'm glad to be having some short trips again, actually, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm great to be back, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys down there.
No, Adam, thank you for joining. Anything you'd like to add where people can find you for those that don't actually know?
Well, it's just Adam Pearson on my social media pages. It's just my name. So especially for the Leeds game, for example, I'm doing a vlog from the game. So he has typed the scoreline in, for example. I probably should pop up. But again, I'll be out and about in Leeds. So if you see me, feel free to come over and say hello.
No worries. Adam, thanks for joining, and thanks for listening as always.
I appreciate it.